story.
To my younger self, what's your
To
story?
my younger self.
To 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 my younger self. To my younger self.
To my younger self. What's your story? To my younger self. What's your story?
Well, hello and good morning. Good morning. How is everybody doing? It is good to see you. Listen, today we are going to be running. First of all, my name is Zoe Baraka. How are you? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you slept well, and I hope you woke up well. Like we always do in Grant to My Younger Self fashion, we're always greeting each other from different parts of Africa just to kind of say hello, what's up, what's going on, all kinds of great stuff. Because we are communal people in Africa. When we wake up in the morning and we meet each other for the first time, we say, what's up? You know what I mean? We say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And so where are you watching us from? But before we even greet each other, can you do me a favor? Another communal thing I want you to do. Please, go into the bottom of your screen, whatever mode you're watching on, and kind of just share the link, okay? Share it on your statuses, share it with your friends and your family. Now we know To My Younger Self, nobody here has enemies, but just in case your friends or your friend's friend, like 4 friends removed, has an enemy, you can ask them to share to their enemies too. You know what I mean? Because then love will abound. And then also, if you join us in the room, please greet me in your local dialect. I do want to hear from you. Tell me something in your local dialect so that I can learn from you. Okay? Alrighty. Barakadazwa to you, Sanungudazwa Ayade Kakwana Lafia. I really hope you slept well. I just greeted you in Hausa. Again, I'm always saying this is one of the oldest languages in the world, and I am very proud to be able to speak it. Ya ken tuma fuduwela. We're grateful that you woke up today. I just greeted you in my father tongue. Ansuma to you if you speak Wale or Dagbani. And Dinao to you if you speak Ewe, Wezo, Leke. It is good to see you. Anyone who speaks Ewe is definitely from the Volta region of Ghana, but you can be anywhere in the world. I greet you. Etusen Akwaba Wantedenya Mawachi. It is very good to see you. I greeted you in different variations of the Akan language, also from Ghana. Sawubonani to you if you speak Zulu. How are you guys doing, my South African friends? I'm always shouting you guys out because you're not always here on time, but when you show up, you roll deep during the week. And the records show, and we're very grateful to you guys. Ibella to you, Biokebari. Do you speak Moshi? I just greeted you. Thank you always for joining us. Te Oyo Tang. It is good to see you. If you speak Ga, I am greeting you. Lale to you. If you speak Chadian Arabic, of course, Itumafe to you also. Salam alaikum to you. If you speak Arabic itself, there definitely is a difference, okay? There is Egyptian Arabic, Chadian Arabic, Somali Arabic. It is many and varied, and so we sometimes try to differentiate that for people. Ekaro to you if you speak Yoruba. I am greeting you. Nagadef to you if you speak Wolof. My people in Senegal, how are you? I think I just saw something about you, Sundod, always doing something great. I greet you. Jambo habari gani. It is wonderful to see you. Karibu sana to you if you speak Swahili. Kotang to you. Amuhelang to you. Do you speak Sesotho? It is wonderful wonderful to see you. Nyase, Aloy, Domilaki, wonderful, wonderful to see you. Kotoli to you, of course, if you speak Fofoldi and you are Fulani, we acknowledge you. Thank you for joining us. Ake to you, to all of our Ayiti Sheri people. I know there's so much going on in Haiti right now. We're praying for you. We acknowledge everything that's going on, but we're here to tell stories, so we're going to move on, because you know me, I'll just jump on my soapbox right now. Bom dia to you if you speak Portuguese. Bonjour, buongiorno, buenos dias, imaraba. Welcome, welcome, welcome. There, Zoe did her thing today in record time. I'm very, very proud of myself. Now, normally in this part of the show, we would kind of introduce the guest storyteller. Now, today we don't have one or two or three. We have four guest storytellers all at the same time. Now, if I was going to read their bios, my goodness, I don't know where we will be. We'll be here forever and ever and ever and ever, right? Hey, Dinao to you. Like I said, I see you guys are here. So please, please, please say something to me. Don't let me be hanging here by myself. Now, I have one of the best jobs in the world. My job is done 10 minutes into the program once a week. Come on. So let me go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to introduce our guest storytellers one after the other, and they can tell you a little bit about themselves because their bios are tight. These ladies have an incredible story. I mean, it's mind-blowing just how the African spirit can live and thrive and succeed wherever you put that spirit, no matter what is going on. And I'm so proud of them, and I'm so privileged and honored to be able to introduce these incredibly beautiful young women. Now, the gotcha is the fact that these women are biological sisters moving and shaking the earth. Okay, incredible. I'm going to jump off my soapbox as always and just start the introduction. Let's start with Dr. Abby. This is not in any fashion like a hierarchy or anything. It's just the way they pop up on our screens, okay? So let's go. Dr. Abby, hi.
Hi, hello, hello.
Oh, it is good
Hi,
to
Zoe.
see
How are
you.
you doing? Hi, everyone. So my name is Dr. Abby. I'm wonderfully married to my amazing husband. I have 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl. I grew up in Ghana, so I went to Cambridge International School, and from Cambridge I went to Accra Girls Senior High School. Right after Accra Girls, I wrote the SAT so I can come to the United States and study. So during the preparation, I was able to go to Tech for a few months, and then I got the visa and came to the United States as an international student.
Wow.
So I believe in 2008, I went to Liberty University for a year. At Liberty, I started with economics, but I had the goal to go to pharmacy school. So while doing economics, I had some schools in mind. So I was focusing on the prerequisite to get me into pharmacy school. As an international student, I'm not sure if you've been an international student before, but
my hands are up.
tuition is very expensive. So we had to find ways and means due to, all the expenses. I had to transfer to a community college where I finished my pre-pharmacy program. And right after pre-pharmacy, I got admitted into pharmacy school.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went to Albany College of Pharmacy for 4 years. It was such a great experience. It was the first time living by myself with not knowing anybody there. So it was just me. Went there, made amazing friends, very impactful, and I graduated from Albany College of Pharmacy. I had some scholarships going on. I was the vice president of the Vermont Pharmacists Association. And after pharmacy school, I took a job with CVS Pharmacy. I first started as a float pharmacist, And then I
Oh,
went
I
up
know this story because I've worked in pharmacies for.
nice.
Mm,
Started
wow.
as a float going from store to store. And then I got a position as a staff pharmacist. And I believe a few years I got promoted to be a pharmacy manager.
Wow. So
So,
we're gonna kind of put a pin in this one because we're wanting to everyone to kind of do a little short intro first.
okay.
So let's bring everyone up slowly. And what I'm gonna say to everyone is let's keep our intros kind of like a, uh, let's say 2 lines for now.
Okay.
Because the story is going to go deeper, right? Because this is what we do. We are just enjoying each other's company. And I just enjoyed learning so much about you already, Dr. Abby. Let's just jump on to our beautiful, incredible Nana Hima. Hi, Nana. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How is everyone doing?
It is good to see you, my dear. Do me a favor and kind of lower your camera a bit so we can see more of your beautiful contoured face. There we go. Look, you're wearing red. I love it.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Well, tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Nana Hima, but in school I'm known as Jennifer, but I like my local name. Nana
Yes.
Hima. Family calls me Ohima for short. I'm in red, and red is my favorite color.
Mm.
Everybody knows that. Yeah. I'm the last girl, so I'm the number 4 out of the
Mm.
girls. So everybody is there pampering me. And I grew up in Ghana, but right now I'm located in Canada. I live in
Wow.
Canada now. Yeah.
Wow. I hear congratulations are in order.
Yes. I'm getting married.
Oh, we're getting married. I
Yeah.
love this. I love this. Wow. Well, for those of you who don't speak the Akan dialect, Ohima means queen, right? And so
Yeah.
as you can see, look at her. Isn't she pretty? All queens are
Thank
pretty. We're going to jump on to our very beautiful Dr. Mimi Martins. Hi, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you. How are you all doing today?
Oh, we are wonderful. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. So to keep it very short, yes, I'm Dr. Mimi Martins. Born and raised in Ghana as well. Did part of my schooling in Ghana and my medical school. I did it in Dominica. My residency was in the United States. I guess we can get into it. I'm also happily married. We have a daughter. She actually turned 4 last week,
Oh,
Friday.
wow. Wow. Let me
Yeah.
tell you, I just get so incredibly happy when I see women winning. But most importantly, when I see African women winning. But can I take it a step further and say when I see Ghanaian women winning? Okay. Of course, I'm a little biased. I mean, sure. Let us jump to our definitely not the least, but only our last guest in the, in our lineup today, to the ever beautiful Nana Echamensa. Hi, beautiful. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How y'all doing? I'm super excited to be here.
Me
So much.
too.
Yeah, super
Wow.
honored. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, this is Nana Mensah here. You can call me your beauty MP. I'm the first of all the girls and the boy.
No way. Are you serious?
Yes,
Okay, see,
yes.
if you were gonna give me a test, I would have definitely missed it. One, I couldn't choose who was
Yeah.
first because none of y'all look like you're the first or the second. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm blessed to be married to a wonderful man, and I have 2 beautiful girls, and here we are. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Listen, 13 minutes in, Zoe's job is done. I'm ready to hear stories. And so I'm going to kind of just throw the ball right back at you guys, and you're going to drive the show today. So we're ready
Oh,
to hear stories, sister stories, Ghana stories, however you guys want to tell us stories. We're here for it. And of course, what you guys don't know, and that's something we're kind of holding on to a little bit, our audiences, these women are all in the medical field. They have a little bit I know about an incredible story that we're going to share about what they're doing collectively as sisters in the medical field, both in Ghana, Africa, and then also here. But for now, we're just going to kind of hear stories about them being siblings and just growing up, for about 20 minutes or so. And then we're going to jump into some other very, very interesting things. You do not want to kind of be like, oh, I'm going to go get a coffee or something. If you didn't get it before you got here, just stay here. Okay, because you're gonna miss it. Okay, so my job is done. I'm gonna just hang loose and see who is starting with our stories today.
Well, so um, it's been an incredible life growing up in Ghana, and the experience we've also had here
Mm,
just didn't happen one day. It's been a lot of work, a lot of prayers, a
mm,
lot of support from each other.
mm,
And I was the first to come here to United States, and I felt that the opportunity that has been exposed to me is definitely important for me to be able to help my siblings also take almost the same path. And I'll say that among all of them, they're very smart, and I pick a little bit from everybody.
wow.
So I came and Dr. Martin followed me right after, very, very studious, listened. And that's one thing I've been blessed with, that I call them my girls. My girls
Mm,
have always been able to listen, even though we didn't have our parents here.
mm,
They're the kind of girls that would not just, live anyhow. They took
mm,
their studies very serious. And it made my job as a supposed mom a little bit easy, if I
Big
should put it.
mama.
So people will always ask me at church, "How did you do it?" I'm like, I don't know. They just happen to be good girls. They listen.
mm,
Because you know how it can be a little bit challenging when you don't have any elderly figure in your life, and it's just your big sister. So what? This is
mm.
America. I could live anyhow and do whatever I want.
Yes.
But
And I'm
um,
over 18. They
I'm
always
over
tell you
18.
that.
Well, over 18 too, right? But of course, I wouldn't say it was the most easiest, simplest way of
Mm,
helping them and myself also
mm,
growing as a child, because I was 22 when I came here, so I was literally younger too. But
mm,
God has been good, if I should put it that way, that all of us, we've been able to put it together. There's been a lot of obstacles. I remember one time, and I'm sure Dr. Minor will tell her story on that, when the decision came that she had to go to medical school, and she did one of her exam and it didn't go the way she wanted. She said, "I quit. I'm done." I'm like, "No, she said, I'm going to go to nursing school, but you are a great nurse. You can be a nurse. I can be a nurse too. And I can be head nurse." I'm like, "Honey, you were not born to be a head nurse. You went straight to medical school." So, I'm privileged that I had that opportunity to be sort of a good mentor to them. And
mm,
mind you, I'm not the smartest. They are. Okay. So for
mm,
me, yeah, for me to be able to speak into them and for them to understand and do
mm,
what they were really called to do, I pride myself with that, and I'm always grateful to God that He gave me the ability to be able to do that. My
mm.
friend, look, people will tell me, "How do you do it?" And these are all international students, and like I'm saying, God was good. Almost all of them have scholarships. I don't have no scholarships, so that's a
Well,
different story.
mm,
I remember growing up in Ghana. My mom is the kind of parent. We didn't have anything growing up in Ghana.
mm.
Okay, my dad is the one that had some, but we come from a polygamy family, and you know how it is.
Wow.
Anybody can relate to that. At a point in time, my dad had like 4 or 3 wives, and
Wait,
my
what?
mom, yeah, yes, girl, yeah. We are
Is
saying
this
and
for
laughing
real?
now. We are saying it and laughing now, but growing up in Ghana was not that simple and easy for us. Okay, to the
Wow.
extent that I'm blessed. I'm really tough when it comes to emotions. Like, you can't get me. I just move on like that. I don't
Can
let
I
things.
have your heart? I need that in my life. I wear mine on my sleeve. It's not good.
Maybe because I'm the first, I
Mm.
got really exposed to doing things at age 13. I can remember my mom putting me in the bus to Kumasi to go and take our school fees from our dad.
Oh
And
my
you
God.
go, and your dad's second wife is all there in your face. It's like, no, 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 you're not taking any money for school. Maybe you can. I'm sure you know Saito, like the public school. You can go to Saito.
Yes.
And my mom is the kind of mother that will not let her child go to, not to say or to disrespect anybody that had the privilege to go to
Mhm.
Saito, but if you had the option of choosing a private school over, the government school,
You
you
would go
definitely
to
know
the
which one you
private
take.
school,
Yes.
right?
So I'm 13 years old in a how do you call it? The Ford or VIP bus, whatever,
Not
going to
the
Kumasi
SSC, but the
by
VIP bus.
myself. Yes, by
Oh my
myself.
gosh.
Um, getting all this money. What sometimes you get part of the money, sometimes you don't. You will sit and cry all day. All of this did not, tear us down. My mom had barely nothing. She's the kind of mother that would take her clothes and go sell just because she wants to put her kids in the best schools. So we were in the best schools. I went to Datus whilst we were in Accra before we moved to Kumasi, and my sisters also finished at Cambridge. Mom is the kind that will sell her clothes and toma just so she can put her daughters into the best schools and also have a study teacher. You remember study teacher?
Yes, I'm just saying.
The tutor that will come home and teach you how to, do your math. Wow. Because literally my mom doesn't have a lot of higher education. She pretty much would say Form 4. I finished Form 4, So my English is not Form 5 or Form upper 6 English. So she definitely needed somebody to help us. But along the line, she never gave up on us, always pushed us to be the best. And I think all of that has molded us into who we are today and what we even continue to want to be.
Wow.
So it's been quite a journey. Yeah.
Wow.
My mom will wake up at night, and while she was studying for your exam at school, she's sitting up watching you like this. And this is like 3 a.m. and you're going like that. And she's like, sit up.
Oh, we'll bring you a bucket of water to put your legs in so you don't fall asleep.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And in Ghana, when the light goes off, if it is a candle or the lantern, she will light it up, sit next to you for you to study. And obviously, she's a prayerful woman.
Yeah.
She wake up every morning at 5 a.m. She will pray and pray and pray. So we being here, prayer is an important part of us. And because like Nana said, we come from a polygamous family, we didn't have enough or we didn't have a lot. So the bond between us now all stems from the fact that growing up we were very together and it was very challenging. I remember when Nana was saying the school fish thing, it just dropped into my memory. When I finished Cambridge, those days, I think it was graded as 7 1s or whatever. I think I got 7 A's or 7 1s. I can't really remember. Yes. And I chose Ibri Girls to go to Ibri Girls Secondary School. My dad said, I know, right? Just because I didn't choose a school in the Shanti region, he wasn't going to take care of me.
Oh my God.
Yes, he wasn't.
Sorry.
Here are people paying bribes to get into the school, but your daughter studied hard and got into the school, but he wouldn't. I remember crying. And as Nana was saying, it got to a point whereby our dad had to move. Let me give a little bit story, the backstory. So we were in a car and he was not so much in our life because most of his time he lived in France. So he would just come a little bit to Ghana. We just spend a little bit of time with him. But it got to a point he told our mom that he doesn't think we know much about our family in the Ashanti region. So he wanted us to move to the Ashanti region, which is Kumasi. So we had to move from Datus to get to Kumasi. So we did that. And when we live in a house, our stepmom was living in another part of Kumasi, about 30 minutes from us. They live in a condo. The house that we moved in initially wasn't a complete house. Okay, so my stepmom didn't want to move in, but my mom decided that, okay, we can move in. Then later she decided, okay, now that the house is finished, she wants to move in with us. So can you imagine living in the same house with your stepmom and your mom and your dad? One house had to be petitioned so that we were moved to, like, if you want to say the boys' quarters or something like that, and they had the main house. So when my result came, I had to go to the main house, and I was begging, I was pleading, I was crying, and you have your stepmom. The moment you want to talk to your dad, that is when she comes to the living room. And I don't have anything against people that go to Methodist, but this is when her Methodist hymns singing will come. Like, And you were there crying. I remember I knelt, held my dad's foot. I'm like, I beg you, forgive me. Even if I didn't choose a school in a shanty region, please. You know what he told me? Anytime I have conversational argument with your mom, she says, God will take care of you. So go and let your mom's God take care of you. That was what my dad said to me.
No way.
Yeah.
How old?
And guess
were
what?
you?
God did. I went to Regals with scholarship and the help of my mom and Nana. Yeah.
Oh my God. Listen, I just wanted to hug you.
Oh,
I
Yeah.
have
I
tears
know.
because I'm imagining you holding your own father's leg.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, and asking him for forgiveness for being smart.
Smart. Can you
How
imagine?
sway?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
And I
Yeah.
think
But
a
you know what?
similar thing happened to me too, like
Yeah.
a similar scenario. When I was done with Accra Girls, I got I got admission into Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. So my mom was like, "Yeah, go tell your dad, for money and all that." And then I went to see my dad, showed him my results and all that. And he was like, I don't have any money to take you to the university. Just go. Kosua
We are laughing
And
now,
the
but
thing is,
We are
he had
laughing
the
about it, but
money.
it's funny
He had,
that
like, if you don't have the money, that is understandable. But he could afford it,
he
He
could.
had the money. It's
Yeah.
like Kosua Adepam. Yeah.
God.
so she Tabi is actually the seamstress of the
Just
family.
of the family.
Did you actually do that? You went and learned how to sew a little bit?
No, like, I've always been very skinny, like from the beginning. So usually when my mom buy me clothes, they don't fit. But then I want to wear it. So I started sewing. When it's too big, I will alter it for it to fit me. So like if I buy a dress from the store and it doesn't fit, I can alter it. So if they have an issue with their clothes, like, hey, Abby, can you do this? I remember Nana's wedding. She sewed her bridesmaid and her friend's clothes from Ghana. When it came, some of it wasn't fitted and all that. One of my cousins drew her. She was like, "Oh, guys, bring it on. Abigail will fix it." I'm like, "Hey, I don't even do this with a machine. I do it with my hands. It's not an easy task."
Oh my God, I can't.
Yeah.
I'm crying, but this is such an emotional story.
Yeah.
Just imagining Mimi just kind of begging is so
Yeah.
potent in my mind, and I don't know why you had to go through that. And I'm so glad that your stepmom's behavior, God bless her also, even in that. But her behavior as a Methodist woman didn't dissuade you from God. If anything, it made you stronger.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm looking at Ohima and thinking, I know the lastborns normally have it easy. So
I know.
No, because I have the same story when it comes to school. I have the same story when it comes to school. So, as my sisters were saying, we're in private school. And
Wow.
one time, like when you go to school and you've not paid your tuition, they'll take you out of the class. They won't send you home because they don't know what's going to happen on the road. So, one time, they sent us out of the class and then they called my dad. My dad drove to the school, came to talk to the proprietors that he doesn't have money and he's thinking to take us out of the school to send us to Saito. Once again, Saito is not bad, but my mom wanted to keep us there. And the problem was he wasn't the one paying the tuition. So my mom didn't understand why he would go tell them that he couldn't afford it. So I told the proprietors to call my mom, which she did. My mom came to the school, explained everything to her that she's the one taking care of us and she can't afford full tuition. So the proprietors advised her that, you know what, if you get 5 CDs, put it in their school book. They'll bring it to school. They'll pay it gradually. They don't have to pay the whole thing. So every morning, if my mom has 10 CDs, if she has 20 CDs, she'll put in our book. I'll go to the school. And that time, I'm closer with my younger brother. We're about 2 years apart. So I'll take it to the school, pay part of his till the term was done, and then our school fees will be done. So that was how we went through private school. So I did not get it easy. Yes, I do have a big
Oh, look
sister,
at you.
but I did not. I mean, I don't
That's
really
bad.
have much of an experience with
That's
my
bad.
dad because I was younger, but I still didn't have it easy. And to think
But
about that, I remember one time there was no food. And as kids, we didn't know. And my mom asked us, what do we want to eat this morning? Like, how's our cocoa and kose? So she gave us her last 1,000. And then we went out to go buy it and we were done eating. So when it was time to go back to school, I said, okay, where's my pocket money? And she's like, oh, we don't have money today. I'm like, but we just ate cocoa. How don't we have money today? She said, your brother goes to an international school, which is Mrofu School, International Community School, ICS in Patasi. I go to Frobel. She's like, you know what? They might ask him where his money is in Mrofu School, so let him take the 1,000.
Oh my
Let
God.
him take the 1,000. And she gave me this every time I remember this one, I just get teary. She gave me a meat pie that she went for funeral on Saturday to take that meat pie to school for the whole day. And as I was in school, like every time I take it out, like I'll just get teary and I'll be like, it's okay. So every time I remember that story, I'm just so grateful from where God has brought us from and where we are now.
I can't.
I will tell you this. There was reconciliation. There was forgiveness before our dad passed.
Yeah.
Because there was a question which I was coming into our resident author, Jane of EJOD. She says, "I'm curious. Is he proud of all of you now?" But I
Oh,
guess
he
you have
was.
this answer.
He definitely
Wow.
was. He definitely was. And
Jeez.
with everything that we went through as kids, especially being a girl, you want that fatherly figure. You want, and plus,
Yes.
he's always lived abroad. He always lived in Europe. So we didn't have
That's
that.
the thing that's paining me more because it meant that he could afford.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I
So
am
yeah, missing that thing. If it wasn't God, there's no way. We are thankful for our mom's prayers, and we are Pentecostal, and we also didn't take our Christian life, for granted. So I would say we were guarded.
Mm.
We've been guarded, even up to date, even though we are almost all of us married and everything, but we never really was, all over the place trying to explore. No, nothing like that.
Because
So
we know our
that was
background.
the biggest take home with us every day is how we're able to forgive him, how we're able to embrace them, and even took care of him when he was nothing. I remember.
Teller. I love
Yeah,
the emotion, but man,
yeah.
those emotions pain me.
We're talking about this last. Ashanti culture, how the nephew is almost superior than the kids because your uncle. This is my uncle's property. This is my uncle's whatever.
Yes.
So there was, and I didn't used to go to Kumasi a lot because of all the craziness that used to go on in the house and the drama with the step family living on the other side and we living in the bad side of the house and everything.
You were in
So
the boys' quarters. Can I
boys' quarters,
ask?
literally, yes, literally,
Can I
yes,
ask
yeah.
how many kids did the other family?
Yeah, I mean,
have?
the house was big. It was an 8-bedroom house with 2 gates. We were just entitled to use just 1 gate. We can't use that gate. You can't.
There was segregation in your house.
In our house, yes. Yeah. So
and Zoe, it gets so bad when our mom goes out. Let's say she goes to church or she went out to to the market and she doesn't come home on time. On time, I mean 6 to 7 p.m. Our stepmom will literally lock both gates. So for her to get into the house, we have to give her a stool, like a little chair. She'll be standing at the other side of the wall. We'll give her a stool for her to step on, get on the wall, and get back into the house. Yeah.
Is this serious?
Something happened to
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a similar one happened to me. I went to and the thing is, it's not like I even went to a party. It was an all-night service that I went with my friend, which is like a walking distance away, that we go to the Church of Pentecost. So I got home, the gate is locked. So and then when after church, it was like, all the church members, it was a lot of us coming down that way because we live very close to the
hill.
church. I kept knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking, and I got so upset. So my friend was like, you know what? Just come with me and go. That time, my mom had traveled. If my mom was there, oh my gosh, it would have been a whole different story. My mom had traveled. I went to all night. I had to go sleep at my friend's house because my dad and my stepmom had locked the door. We locked the door. They did not let me in. And the next morning, I went to my dad and I'm like, I can't believe you did this. I usually don't get upset, but I was so upset. I'm like, I went to church. It's not like I even went to a party or I went to do something bad outside. I went to church and you were sleeping in your bed and you made me sleep outside.
This is your
So
child.
when my mom came back, there was a fight in the house.
And
When
mind
you
you,
talk about fight,
we always say Dr. Abby is the lawyer of the family. Sometimes we tell her, you missed your call. You should have been a lawyer. She would be talking to my dad and questioning. I'm like, hey, this child.
My stepmom is like, you shouldn't be, asking him all this question. I'm like, ma'am, please, I'm not even talking to you.
Because I don't know.
and that's one thing that my mom always made sure of, that you never talk bad to your stepmom. She says no matter what, she's older. So anytime that, let's say, there's a fight between my dad and my mom, or even my stepmom does something, she tells you it's not your fight. Don't put your mouth in it, because
She always said it
if
was
she
her fight.
curses, it's gonna take effect because she's older. So that's one thing that we never did, to ever talk ill of our stepmom or even insult her or something. Because I remember one time, and I know my mom and my dad made the house and did everything, the garden, the trees, everything, avocado, coconut, contumely. And one time my mom didn't have money for contumely, and we went to pluck some of the contumely, and my stepmom came and she was like, why did we do it? Don't we know that those are her flowers? Contumely flowers. So, and then when it was getting heated, my mom was like, shush, don't talk. You cannot talk back at her. So that's when we say she's a prayerful woman. She did put measures in place as well, just to make sure that we will not do things that will come back at us. So yeah, just wanted to.
That's the favor right there. But yeah, please go on. I want to hear.
When I was referring to my dad's nephew living in the house, he was the boss. He would ride the cars. He would go to the living room. We never go to my dad's living room. It's like you're not part of the family. You are just, slaves somewhere.
Like house help.
House help. So then there was a conversation, a disagreement between me and my cousin. Then my dad came in and my dad is talking. Okay, I'm telling you from today, he has, and bless his soul, he passed a couple of years ago. And we love him and adore him. Dr. Abby has actually adopted his children and taking care of his children now. This is my nephew. Dad. The spirit of forgiveness makes you excel in everything. Yeah, so we hey. Zoe, I'm telling you, it sounds all funny and we are laughing at it now, but trust me.
He's awake. Good morning.
Yeah, so it came to a point. My dad said he chose him over me. He chose him over me and said he has the power in the house than I do. So any moment from now, anything that happens, I need to report to him. And I was like, Dad, I'm the one that maybe in the future when you're not well, I'm the one going to take care of. He said, no, you're not God. If you think you want to help somebody, when you think you're going to be somebody, you're going to help your mother and your mother's family. But I have lived in Abuchi, and I have my savings. I have prepared my life. If anything happens to me, I'm going to be taking good care of myself, and you are not going to be the one taking care of me. And guess what? It was opposite.
Yes, Dad.
Everything
God always does that, doesn't he? He turns it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there was a questioning that someone was saying that we forgave so easily. No, In terms of
Dr. Miles, they had one.
I think among my siblings, I was the last to forgive him. I had this hatred for him. I hated him so much. To me, he was like dead to me. But what changed was, I remember when I was in Abri Girls, one of my teachers got to know where I was coming from. Like I said, if you know where you're coming from, you don't play with your studies. Even though I had scholarship and all that, I made sure I was like, doing everything by the book. So he got to know me, and he told me that the more I held that unforgiveness of him, I was not just having bitterness towards him, but it wasn't doing any good for me. So it was like, think of it like you put him in chains. Each time that you think about him, you have this rage, anger. So let him go, unchange him. And that did it for me, that I had to let everything go, to the point that, and he's, not that I have anything against, typical Ashanti men, but, ego is very high over there. To the point that
he was the whole beast. We're not waking it up, but I get it.
He was in France that time. I called him. That was the longest time, because Nana is more easily, forgiven and all that than Dr. Abby, than Ohima. Our brother, he was very young at that time, so not so much. He doesn't really know a lot. So I had to call him, and he didn't even recognize me. He didn't even recognize my voice. He thought it was his other daughter from the stepmom. So I had to remind him who I was, and I had to forgive him. So it wasn't an easy, like we woke up one day and we forgave. Our mom forgave him too. Our mom forgave him. He came back begging and all that, like Nana said. We were the ones that ended up
here telling some of the story. Now that I think about it, I'm like, she is the woman that we should be talking to, because
our story is never complete without her. Our story is never complete without her. Yeah.
And I think for Dr. Martin, it was harder for her to forgive because she went through a lot. She went through a lot because when she was in school and was struggling, Nana, our big sister, was still in Ghana. When I went to SS and my dad wasn't taking care of me, Nana was here in the States. So I did not really, it wasn't that hard for me. She had to struggle with her provisions in her chop box. When I'm going to Accra Girls, my chop box is full. My trunk, I have American towels, and it wasn't that bad.
Says you must pause, or him must pause,
because when she's going to secondary school, she gets her provisions. There's a play here. I want some of her tea time biscuit, and before I can get that biscuit, I need to take a brush and brush her hair on her arm for her to sleep. And when she wakes up, that's when I get my tea time biscuit. So
talking about going to school, I had the hardest of all of them.
Yes, like in the first, I know.
Hardest. I would do my list. I'll send it to my dad. My dad would take a look at it and say, "Who could eat cornflakes? Who eats cornflakes?" Sarah, like, are you a baby? Then you take the pen, you cross it. He said, in his time, he used to take gari and sugar. So gari and sugar is the only thing my dad will pay for. And look, I'm in a Brigos. It's not like when I was in the Brigos, I was living my life like some poor girl. Honey, no, I was rubbing shoulders with all the bees, okay? And this is peer pressure you're talking about here. Everybody wants to, you were a teenager. I was 16, 17, maybe 15, 16, 17. So you have all the bees, they'll come and visit them with home cho. I never had a single visitor in the Brigos. But trust me, I ate all the foods that my friends' parents will bring them, because like I said, I thank God the way he made me. I don't let things get at me. I move past things so quick. So I will forgive and move on. I have all the rich girls as my friends.
Hey.
Not that I'm jealous of them or anything, but it's just the way God made me. They draw close to me. So, hey, we all rubbing shoulders. But when you go into my chat box, there's nothing there. Period. It's so interesting right now. That everything except so my first time I went to, this is so personal. My first time I went to England, and you know when you're in secondary school, I'm sure Zoe can relate. The girls that will go to London, they'll go to Piccadilly Street and they'll come Buckingham Palace and they'll be talking. So my first time I went to London, I was like, hey, ain't he Buckingham Palace? Piccadilly Street in Tianwen. Doves. All you see is doves, poop all over the place. I'm like, nah, this is just
like a couple of trains, maybe. Like, this is it.
But it's so interesting. Now we all meet and you can't even tell who was at the B and who was not. God, I've just been so grateful. Yes. And the interesting thing, one of my friends that really fed me, she's actually my sister-in-law now.
Oh my God.
It's like,
imagine.
It's like a no-brainer. So then she didn't know my story. So she said, you Icha, you are so wicked. You don't share nothing. Honey, there's nothing.
I had nothing. That's why I wasn't sharing.
There's nothing in there. I had money. My mom always EMS me money. Every time she'll buy clothes and she'll hold it a little bit like garment, okay? So when the garment price goes, I should go and sell. Then if she's like, maybe she got like 200 profits, she'll send me 100 CDs EMS. So me, money, I had cash. But when it comes to food in the chop box or that, nah. And my mom always loved beautiful. She loved good stuff. So she'll go into Fos. You know Fos, right? Secondhand clothes. She'll get you all the nice underwears, the nice bra, the nice towels. So
I'm sorry, where's your mom?
I'm in the office now. She's home.
Oh, she's with you. Oh, I hope she's watching
now. Yeah, she lives here now.
Okay, guys, for those of you watching, let's do something. Just flood the comments with a word of a blessing, a hug, a thank you, something. It's so interesting that we're telling these stories in May, because obviously we celebrate mothers in May. And so I'm just so excited about that. But just say something to her and let's just all give her a virtual hug. That is an incredible woman. Incredible woman. Wow, but I want to hear the full story.
Yeah, we never missed out. Honey, when you see us, we're mingling with all the rich girls. My sandals is designer, your sandals designer, but maybe they're free falls, okay?
You see, everybody wants to meet this mom of yours. I want to meet this mom of yours.
Yeah.
I remember recently I met a guy when I was in high school. You know, when you're in high school, these guys that will try to write love letters to you and everything.
Yeah. Hey,
he's like, wow.
The brightness of this morning has given
I'm telling you. And he's like, wow, I never knew you had such beautiful sisters. How come nobody ever knew anything about? Like, oh, really? Nobody knew anything about, because there was nothing to show. It was just me. Because wherever they are going, me, I'm going some. Hey, it was never like a smooth, like simple life. But my mom made it so simple for us. It was we've always been bonding, like we've always been together. And of course, we have our fights. And always they're gonna tell me, Dr. Maya will tell me, you need a spirit of dove in you so that you can
be calming down.
Then I'll tell them, if I wasn't like this, you girls would probably not have been where you are today. So you have to be grateful. And it's always like that. Yeah. Oh yeah, we do. We are girls. Yeah, they are hormones sometimes. You have Dr. Abby there trying to be the family lawyer. Then Ohima sitting there, always the quiet one absorbing. Then she's put one word down. You're like, did you just say that?
All the last borns are like that, I can tell you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my God. But so our producer wants to know, what's your mom's name?
Mama Love, Teresa, Madam Teresa, mother of all mothers.
Teresa Brago.
Yes,
thank
you.
We usually call her Efia Brago.
Efia Brago.
Mommy Efia Brago. Wait there, let me speak Chi. And for those of you who don't, I beg of you, my Chi is not very good either. But Mommy Efia Brago, yadawase. You really did well. Because look at these amazing women you have raised. And I was on you guys, your timeline, a star timeline, and we're just about to segue into that now. But I was on the timeline, and I just kept marveling at all the intelligence and smartness and pizzazz in the room. Like, these stories you're sharing should have broken you. You
Oh,
needed
yeah.
therapy. You needed someone would use that as an excuse to be on drugs and abuse other people, because hurt people. But you didn't do that. And I cannot just imagine a woman in her own husband's home. Another woman comes to the house and she still tells her kids, respect that woman. Now that's character. And Timothy Brago, Yadawase. You are Proverbs 31 woman, like amplified times 1,000. Because I don't know if that Proverbs 31 woman would have been doing it. She did that because she had the one man. So I don't know. We have to prove that theory. But we thank you. God bless you. And on Mother's Day, I personally would want to take time out to just say thank you verbally, because my goodness, I'm gonna stop. So thank you. So everyone, her name is Ifya Brago, or Mother
There you
Teresa,
go.
or Mama Love.
Mama Love, yes.
We talk about when she called us and told us that we need to go get our dad to come live in our house so we can take care of him.
Yeah.
What is in her heart? That woman.
I know, right?
We probably replicate it for the world. Hey, no, she definitely loved your father. It had to be love. There's nothing.
Oh no! Now she says, She said she was sitting in. She just stayed in that marriage so we can be together, because she's seen women, step kids, fighting against each other because the mother, for whatever reason, could not stay in the marriage, had to be married to another man, and other men abusing kids. So she seen and heard so many stories. So, and we were girls. The boy literally came later part of the family, till later.
Wow.
It was myself, Dr. Abby, Dr. Mimi. We were the first three for a long time before Ohima and Papa came through. So it's like she didn't want anything like that. So rather, whether she was being abused or not, she wanted to make sure that we all stay together under one name. She didn't want, that type of, because the little that she even experienced with my dad having two wives. My dad had a wife in Paris, had a wife
girlfriends.
Girlfriend. The girlfriends are not even part of it. So
the side chicks, no cry the yanka. He must have been a handsome man. That's
my dad was a fine man.
That's it.
My dad will tell you, as I'm performing my bed now, him said, yeah, this. My dad was like 6'2".
Papa was fine. He was fine. Yeah.
Dr. Abby really took after him complexion wise, his nose, his lips. My dad, women, he's always said my mom is the only woman he chased. Women come for him. He did not go ask any woman to date. So it's like,
and then he came and stayed and got married and had.
The boy knew he was fine.
So he was
but the interesting thing, we have even though my mom was the first wife, my dad had women that he had kids with before he married my mom. So my mom was the legal wife. Then there were other concubines and others around. So we have two big brothers and one big sister. My big brothers always say that, well, if even my dad didn't take off, he gave me, all of this. So
I got but so
messed up. My brothers are handsome. They are really, they really took after my dad's image and everything. But the character is different. So that's what we are grateful for. Every one of them is responsible. They love their kids. They are so into their family unit, because we didn't have that. If it wasn't my mom that put us together, it would have been a different story.
Wow. And see, I love our producers on this show. Elsie is on top of it. She's such a wonderful writer. I think it's that I read this a note of hers out loud. She says, Mama Love, Mama Teresa, Ifya or Ifwa Brago, we call your name. We honor you. Happy Mother's Day. I dare say,
Aww.
and God bless you. I have goosebumps. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Producer Elsie. This is just an incredible story. Now we're going to segue into who these women have grown to become. You've heard how they grew up, and their life could have gone so many other ways. So, oh my God, I'm thinking of so many trajectories. It's ridiculous. Okay,
Yeah.
but look at them and look at these beautiful smiles. And we're going to play a little video. In this particular video, you'll get to see Dr. Mimi and, of course, Nana in the video. You don't really get to see the Ohima and Dr. Abby yet. And then I'll show you another thing that just blew my mind. I had to grab it off of Instagram. It wasn't well done, but you'll see. And then we're going to talk about Estar and where they are as sisters and why we thought these women are so incredible. They needed to share their story. If not anything at all, later on, years down the line, some young woman might see this video and say, I want to be like them.
Oh.
Their job would be done, wouldn't it? So bear with me one moment. We're going to share this about 1 minute, 29 seconds, guys, and we'll be right back, okay? Alrighty.
Everyone, my name is Nana Mensah. I'm a nurse practitioner at Estar MedSpa. I have a privilege working with my sister, Dr. Mimi Martins. We've always wanted to do something together, so when God made it possible that we could have our own practice as a nurse practitioner and as my medical director, we have the privilege of working with ladies, gentlemen, everybody in the DC, Washington area. We've been treating a lot of skin, talking about anti-aging, skin rejuvenation, body contouring, medical weight loss, laser rejuvenation treatment, and you name it, anything related to aesthetics, from neurotoxins to dermal fillers, you can name it. We just love to transform. We just love to make women and gentlemen feel good about themselves. So if you're in the DC area and you're looking for a place to help you rejuvenate and really appreciate your natural self, and just by enhancing what you already have, then we're inviting you to check us out at Estar MedSpa. Dr. Martins, you have something to add?
So just to add a little bit of what my sister said, we love and we appreciate every single patient that we treat. We believe in the mind, the body. So if you're looking for any wellness, aesthetic treatment, give us a call, check our website, and we'll be more than glad to help you out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is this for real? You know, one more video. Now, this is the gotcha, guys. Just kind of hang
All
on.
right, gotcha, I like this.
Like, this happened to someone's face. These women are doing this. We'll be back.
Skincare journey, came in for consultation after a couple of babies. This is a virgin skin, never had anything done before. We started with a perfect derma peel, and as she continues to peel, she did get some nice results, but wanted more. So we brought a patient in for a new era laser peel by Aerolase. Post error, we did apply CO2 mask, and a couple of days, about 3 to 5 days, she started peeling off the error treatment, and this is a gorgeous, beautiful skin, and that is the smile on her face.
I can't. Now, guys, you know, you can read in the ticker where you can go and see even more videos. And because of the way Instagram is, you're not able to kind of grab videos like that. And so it was kind of difficult. So we want you to do the homework. Go in there and kind of watch the videos. Listen, I know they say black don't crack. It's true.
Yeah,
but we can keep it even more tighter. Shoot, I'm
yes,
planning,
girl.
I'm planning a visit. I'm like, I need these dark circles gone. I need to have my flawless skin so I can walk around with no makeup every day. That would be the dream, you know. And so I'm definitely planning to go, and you guys should plan to go. But tell us about Easter and how. Okay, there's Dr. Abby, and then Nanahima. What are you? Are you a
I'm a registered practical nurse in Canada. Yeah.
Okay. And then Nanecha.
I'm a nurse practitioner. Yeah.
And then, of course, Dr. Mimi Martins. I just wanted to say that, just, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sure everybody wants to know how Estar started.
Yes.
Dr. Martin and I have always wanted to do something together, but we didn't know exactly what we wanted. I mean, she's in medical school. She's done practicing. I was a nurse. I decided to go back to school to get my master's. I knew I didn't want to continue to do bedside because I felt like I've paid my dues. I want to do something different, but what exactly was that? Had no clue. So when I finished my master's 2019.
Y'all heard that, right? She has a master's. I'm just like so proud. I feel like I'm just so proud. I'm sorry.
Thank you. I'm on it. Yeah.
Wow.
So I've been waiting, applying for jobs, nothing going through. I'm like still working as a registered nurse. And I'm like, wait a minute. So jobs that I didn't even apply for were the one contacting me. Then I got a call about this very interesting position for a med spa. I was like, what's med spa? So of course I went on Google. And mind you, my nursing background, I worked at Johns Hopkins for almost 10 years before. And whilst I was at Hopkins, I was doing other stuff around home infusion with CVS Coram. So it put me out there and I had a little bit of exposure. But whilst I was in Hopkins, I always wanted to get into dermatology or plastic surgery, but I never had opportunity. So I stay where the opportunity was at that time.
Right.
So in my mind, I've always loved everything beautiful, everything, skin, everything looking young, body wax, this and that. And I'm always pushing them into it. And it started from Mama Love, our mother. She would sit you down and take a blade and scrape all the peach fuzz hair on your face, even including my friends. When my friends come to the house, say, "I include you and him to do. Let's get your clean." I'm like, "Wow, can you leave me alone?" If you have thick eyebrows, my mom is telling, "Why is your eyebrow so thick? Trim it down." And you're a woman. Woman is supposed to look good. Do a little makeup, okay? Do a little bit this. So we've always been into skin, looking good. So that's something that if you really know us, you can always tell, even including our little kids. It's like something that is in the genes. So 2019, the opportunity came and I got this opportunity to work in a med spa. So as I started a job, everything I've learned in lesson became real that, this is it. This is the thing that has been missing. So then Dr. Martin was pregnant. Then I called Dr. Martin. The opportunity came that the business owner was selling the business. Then one of the nurses told me, why don't you buy this and do, because you're a nurse practitioner. I was like, honey, nah, I'm an injector. I'm a nurse practitioner. I'm not a business person. I don't know. I've never done business in my life, and I don't think I would do that.
Now, what's an injector, or who is an
injector? Like, face, using Botox fillers to, make you look younger, reverse the clock.
That's
and all
why you're
that.
looking like you're 21. And I'm like, how is she doing this? She's like 21. And the others are looking 16 and 15.
You got the memo right.
Wow.
Face rejuvenation and all that. So I go home and I'm talking to my husband. I said, I'm so stressed because I just started this job in April. It's not even August. And I heard Jennifer is selling the business. And Kristen actually told me, why don't you buy it? And my husband was like, did you hear yourself? And I'm like, oh, no, don't start, sir. Don't start, because you always going to bring this big thing. I can't. She said, no, call your sister. You guys should take this and we'll help you with the logistics. You guys just go out there and be clinicians. So I called my sister. Mind you, Dr. Martin will pray about everything. Not that I don't pray about everything. She will pray about everything. She has to take into prayers and she'll get back to you. She will never give you an answer right there. She has to call you back.
She's my girl.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Dr. Martin, I said, Dr. Martin, this is what is going on. So Jennifer is selling the business and I'm having a conversation with Yofi. Yofi asked me to call. She said, oh, yeah, let's do it. I'm like, wait, you're not going to pray about it? She said, you've been praying all this time. God should make a way. God has made a way. So what are you talking about? So that is how Estar started. So Estar used to be Serenity MedSpa. They've been in business for about 11 years. And we took over about 3.5 years. And we changed the name to Estar. So Estar Esther is the biblical name Queen Esther. Everything Esther went through, had the favor of God on her, going
And
through
the
the
beauty
purification,
regimen.
the beauty regimen,
Oh, wow.
everything. But then in Spanish, Esther means to be. Who you want to be, who you were, and where you want to continue to go with or to be. So Dr. Maya and I started, and of course, and God is so good. Sometimes the way he orchestrates our steps, my girls, everybody comes, okay, do this. Let's do this. Yeah, I want to do this. Dr. Abby being there also, what's the name? Into pharmacy. And of course, there's compounding in what we do now.
Yes.
Vitamin.
Thinking about that.
The
Wow.
skin. You need a pharmacist to put all these skin regimen together. So it becomes a prescription that I write or Dr. Martin writes. Then you have the nurse, Ohima, dispensing or treating. And so it's like a chain of small individuals.
God is so strategic.
This was not planned.
Oh my God.
This was not planned. So it just happened that we
found it was planned, just not by you.
By God. By God.
Such a strategic God.
Yes. So we always sit and it just blows our mind. And Dr. Abby at the back, that's why you don't see her in most of the videos. But now she's taking more steps now because now we have a branch in Ghana. And the Ghana one, we really want to focus on the pharmaceutical aspect of medical aesthetics. So you come in, we have a machine, we examine your skin. We know this is what you need. Your skin needs vitamin D. You need retinol.
Wait. I beg. Wait. This story is too heavy. Do you all hear that? They have a machine. Just almost. Joey has lost all the grace and
yeah. She'll customize a skin regimen for you. And of course, we Dr. Mari and I put in a prescription. We think this will be tailored for this particular person. So, because now, even with technology and medicine, it's coming to a time that maybe in our kids' life, if you have hypertension, you're not going to take the regular hypertension medicine everybody's taking. They're going to look at your genetic component to make the medicine. So we've started that in skin. Of course, we're focusing more on wellness, and Dr. Martin is a fan of that. And we all, love that. Body works and also medical weight loss. So medical weight loss, we've been able to come up with all the technology that is already here functioning in America. We want to take it to Africa and also impact our people, because if you go to a place, you go to wherever you go and you get blessings, I believe that it's just nice to take it back home so everybody else can enjoy. But because not everybody.
I'm actually raising my hand. I think I want to do the ambassador or something. Like my hands are raised. I mean, I've been told I have nice skin, but now I need that machine. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So we are super privileged that we could all work together. And our brother is in IT, and he said, "No, you girls are moving too fast. No, I quit my job. Now I'm full-time with you guys. Whether you like it or not, I need my contract." He's working full-time in the company.
I can't believe this. I was I knew about the four of you, but I was definitely not ready for your brother's angle.
Yeah. The dude just quit his job like 3 months ago. He said, "Nah, y'all moving too fast for me. I need to be part of it."
So when are they going to hire
you
me?
are not a medical person. He said, but all the technical things you guys are paying people to do, what do you think I can do? So now we've teamed him up with IT specialist and website guys and whoever. So they're all working both here in the United States and in Ghana.
What an incredible! I'm just so in awe of you guys. Like, wow, my goodness!
And there's also the part of the business is that we also train medical professionals that want to get into aesthetics. We have that too.
And that's happening in Ghana also.
Here and in Ghana. We have people that will leave Ghana and come here, even Nigeria, and come to us. And people feel comfortable because we are skin of color. They want people that look like us to treat them and also to train them. Because whatever we put on our shelves or whatever we prescribe, if it's not good on my skin, I'm not giving it to you.
Yes.
Yeah. So that has been.
Aish.
I feel grateful for it.
Do you all know Auntie Esther? Is that what's happening here? Do you know?
Yes, all right. Yes.
Because she's like, I'm very, very proud of you. And I know she is not the only one. Because I mean, I'm having like all kinds of mother feelings, and I don't even like, this is crazy. This is crazy. I am the producer is this show. Oh, you're cheap version.
She's paid for the English. She said the English you all speak, and I paid for it. The license and the certificate, I paid for it. I'm like, okay, ma'am.
We are scratching for. I am here for it all. But yeah, in her producer hat, she says, "Can we have Mama Love on?" I can't begin to imagine what she must be feeling looking at you all now. She, I will polish my tree. Me too. Oh, we'll get an interpreter. There's a Kosia Frimpong. Yes. We'll get then we'll have a show that's going to be a three-way show. But Mama Love must come on the show. Just, if not for anything, I feel like Mama Love must have a school of grooming for women.
Yeah.
Certainly she has
She's ready. She's been doing that on the background. Yes. She's been doing that. Yeah.
Yes. And so I agree. And so it looks like our producer is putting in a formal request. We have to. We definitely. And yes, shout out to you from Estar, Ghana. Yes. Guys, they literally just kind of got Estar in Ghana just about a month or so ago. And I've seen some videos. Incredible things they're doing. And these women, I noticed they have managed to leverage their network quotient, this thing I'm always talking about. All the schools they went to, even though there was no Gary and sugar in the Starbucks,
I know, right?
Invested in friendships, and it's paying off big time. And Estar Ghana is here to stay. Indeed, when I'm in Ghana, I think that's where I will sleep. By the time listen, I'm here. Do whatever you need to do to make me look, because I want to look like, all of these women when I'm like hitting 60 or something. So we're hearing stories where, kind of having a nice time, but I want you guys to take these women seriously, okay? And I don't know if they're looking for investors. I just feel the need to say it. Those of you, this is the thing we don't do in Africa. When we see young, brilliant minds like this, we don't think, let me put my money into them because it will yield something else on the back burner. So those of you who have spare change sitting somewhere and you think, I don't know, I'm seeing them going global and then floating shares. I want to buy shares in this company because I don't think it's like that tiny. I think it's one of those that's just gonna, rival. What are the beauty companies these days? Me, Seth, I know if you know.
But you know what? God is so amazing. When I was growing up, I think I was like maybe 12 or 13. And I was sitting by the TV and I saw FC. FC, the first beauty.
Yes.
And this woman was sitting on TV talking. I was like, when I grow, I'll be like her. So I've said one of these days when I go to Ghana, I need to find time and go and just go tell her how she motivated me. And for some reason, I feel like, I'm not her, but I feel like I'm walking, she paved the way for some of us to be where we are.
Oh my God.
It was just a wishful,
It was not a wish. It was a
when
prayer.
I go, I'll be like this woman.
Can I just put it out there?
Yeah.
I am praying. I am hoping there's a young woman somewhere, anywhere in Africa, here, watching you ladies right now, and then saying, I want to be like them. I really am hoping so. I'm praying for that. And then 15 years down the line, they will actually say it on somebody else's show, maybe even on this show, and say, I was watching them 15 years ago. And I said, I want to be like them. Because God takes those seriously. Because I was watching Ohinayere Gifty Auntie, and I said, I want to be like her.
Aww.
When she came on the show, I said, you don't know how much this is a full circle for me. Because I used to sit for 7 o'clock news
with all her ruffle, her English, right?
and the way she was moving and everything. I didn't even know what journalism was or whatever. I just knew I wanted to sit in front of something with a camera pointed at me, and I'd be talking and smiling. Look at God.
Yeah.
And so, Ohinere, I know you watch us. I want Ohinere is one of those women who, I know she's busy right now, so she's probably not watching today. I'm going to cut this little clip and send to her. Absolutely, incredibly behind women who are moving and shaking, especially in Africa. Ohinere is one of those. I am blessed to have a few of those women in my life. Producers, Auntie Esther, there's so many of them. Joyce Bauer Mokhtari, these people are heavyweights and they're all behind to my younger self. But I make a personal request to you, Ohinere. You must bring these 4 on stand. I just want, because it's such a full circle story, because of me watching you and saying, I want to be like you. And Nane Chan watching FC and saying, I want to be like her. That is a powerful story. And I know, Auntie G, I'm really setting you up because now you're being sly right now. But no, Nane Chan, you guys are probably going to go back to Ghana at some point.
Yes, we'll be in Ghana in June.
You'll be in Ghana in June. And so, Auntie G, this your naughty niece is putting you in trouble.
Oh my goodness.
You must. And Auntie Bole is here. I know Auntie Bole also, who I love very, very dearly. Auntie Bole, you must call Auntie G and tell her Zoe put you in trouble today. And so you must come through. Christabel says, this is one of the best shows I have experienced. I can't believe I am not multitasking. I have dropped everything to listen to the stories. Thank you for being here. Wow. And Christabel is in Canada. I truly appreciate that. What an incredible testimonial to like the strength of your story. Producer says we'll have a Chi speaking co-host. She is like mine.
You know. Oh, thank you.
May the Lord extend your territories to greater heights. Amen. Auntie Bole says, I will see her in June. Auntie Bole calls me her okra. See, God is setting you guys up because Auntie B is going to also be in Ghana in June. So look at that. This thing is all set. Me, I have done. Actually, Auntie G, I need commission now.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fantastic time I have had. I'm trying to unhook, but I really just want to hear more stories from you guys. So we always have a poll, right, guys? All these, so let's poll. If we get 3 people, give us a thumbs up. 3 people, give us a thumbs up. We'll ask for one more story from you. 3 people. I'm gonna count to about 10. 3 people. 3 people. I'm auctioning now for a story. Okay, there goes 1 thumbs up.
Oh dear.
Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yes. There is more. Okay. How often do you all meet in person? See, there's questions. So that's a thumbs up for me. Ejodi says thumbs up. Yes. Okay, so we're definitely going in for one more story. Now, Auntie B just made a point that I wanted to also take time out to say thank you to. Let me find that. Okay. Auntie B says, thanks, Akosia, for the initial intro. Akosia Frimpong has been a line producer for this particular show today. And I know she's going to call me on the phone and rib me one for mentioning her name. But honor due where honor is due. Akosia, thank you. This has been a most enlightening session for me also. And I'm just so proud that you did that. So I truly appreciate that. And all the the connections you're making with these incredible women. Can I just say, Akosia loves you, ladies. Oh my!
Oh, we love her back.
We must just hire her as a
mutual
media,
feeling,
right? Like a media person, because she sells you guys well. Like I'm telling you, ridiculous, right? And then Ijodi has a question: how often do you all meet in person?
We have in person, not too often. We are all over the place, but we have like a group where we are constantly in communication. We are always communicating. Yeah, but when was the last time we all met? Oh, Thanksgiving.
Ohio, in Ohio.
Oh wow! Next time we're coming to Thanksgiving,
so Nana and I, we are in Maryland. Abigail is in Ohio. Then Ohima is in Canada. So Thanksgiving was actually, that was the time
the whole family.
The whole family.
I couldn't remember the last time we've all been together, so we plan to meet on Thanksgiving.
All the grandkids.
At your wedding, we're all going to be together again. So.
Right.
And congratulations again. And I'm just imagining Mama Love just being there at Thanksgiving, seeing how her family has grown. And thinking back and saying to God, Ebenezer, look how far you've brought us.
Yes.
How far you've brought us. That image is so potent in my mind. As you can see, I'm just so enamored by your mother. I know you guys are great, but I just love your mother. I really do. This is incredible. And somebody had made a comment about a book. I do believe your mother does need to write a book, even if book is and if not just a book, maybe a podcast, like a little video of her just talking. Now that's something I'd definitely get into. Just put a camera on her and let her talk. And even if it's like 3 hours of her talking, that's the book.
Oh, and she never forgets nothing. Yes. She remembers everything. She reminds me things. I'm like, hey, so much.
Yeah, I'll definitely take that. So definitely a book in the works, one way or another. But so we did take a poll. There's a lot of thumbs up for a story. So one last story, and then we're gonna sign off.
Dr. Abby, lawyer.
I think it's not necessarily a story, but it's our mindset. We have a positive mindset. We encourage each other. We motivate each other. Even like when it's hard, and when it's hard, you take the phone, you call, don't worry. So like having that positive mentality, and you are who you think, whatever you think, how you see things, that's what is going to manifest. So I think that has also been like our pillar. We don't entertain any negativity. No, we do
Big
not.
Mama will not let you.
Mama
will not let you.
We have like a positive mindset starting from our mom, our siblings. If you go, and we are together, we are so like we help each other for so the positive mindset, it has taken us far. Wow.
So even though we are sisters, we still have a uniqueness. So for me, when it comes to my siblings, Nana is like the go-getter. She's like, hi.
I can see that.
Sanguine. She will motivate you. You can't say you can't do it. She's like, no. You put yourself together, go. Then Dr. Abby is actually like the lawyer. She'll question you about everything. You better have your facts straight before you touch it. Then Ohima is that quiet. Ohima tends to have a little bit of my trait, very quiet, but she'll put one there. Me, I'm the one that, okay, let me take my time and a little bit like, I'm not paranoid, but I want to make sure things will be done perfect. So I remember a story like, is there a story? So when something happens in the family, if it's not a good thing, I'm the last to get to know because they want to hide everything from me. They were like, I'm the worry. Oh, no, you can't go Dr. Mimi to tell her right. No, let everything settle down before you tell her. And Papa brother has a lot of Nana street. Yes, he's also like the go-getter. I'm going to do it, you know.
Let's get it done. Move on.
We have all that, and that makes us who we are. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I'm just so in love with God as I'm watching you guys because it makes it
that was our mother's prayer though. That has been her prayer all these years.
Wow, which is exactly what I do want to hear this. What is the prayer?
So mom has always said, and I think I will say it better if I say it in Chi. Erade esusanka obesesa mabrabo kakrebi, not plenty, kitwebi, so that your glory will manifest in my life and my children's life. It will be testimony in people's mouth. It will be people's song. So just yesterday, somebody called and said, "Ma, what the empire now obono?" I say, "Necha amudiene uma inki komu chebi mudio." And she's like, I pray for everybody. She'll call her mother's name. All the descendants in she'll use her mother as a channel and bless everybody in the family. So I say this to the glory of God. I'm sure maybe you know Diana Hamilton. Diana Hamilton is our cousin.
I've been trying to get Diana on this show.
Oh, okay, we'll do the works for you. Don't worry.
We'll get her here.
We'll do the works for you.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
So my mom
is related to you guys.
Yeah, Diana's mom is my mom's big sister.
God,
so they're pretty much like just like how we are siblings, the same way with Diana's family. And
wow.
Yeah. So mom was saying that because we pray, we are a family of prayer. And that's what I believe, that before anything can happen, from where we come from, if you don't have prayers in your life, nothing works, period. It's as simple as that. And so mom was just so grateful to God, how God brought all of us here and he's established each and every one of us. When you go to Diana's family, they have a big practice that they're doing. Diana has a ministry going on. We have our own little thing going on. The other part of the family,
like medicine.
Medicine, yeah. So they are doctors and pharmacists, and they all work together too. They're all working together. So this is our story. It's like we're just not stopping. And I always tell people that, you know what? I feel like we just started. We are not even where we want to be.
Oh no, you just scratched a little bit. You know, like when you go to a perfume store and they have like the scratch.
Exactly. So we just started.
You didn't even open the top of the spray and kind of put it under and smell the fragrance. Yeah, you just scratched a little bit. Yeah. But I think the thing that's striking me about your mother's prayers is that she has employed a very old biblical principle in the Old Testament, where those who prayed would do a genealogy.
Yeah.
And say the God of Abraham.
Yes.
God of Isaac and the God of Jacob and Esau and the God of Joseph and Manasseh and Perez. Yeah. And then they would say, you, that God.
Yes.
So she has found, I was telling a friend yesterday about all of us finding our prayer sweet spot. She found her sweet spot of prayer and she just sat there. What a powerful principle.
Yeah.
Hot.
So she prays for everybody. Mama Love prays. That's what we call her, Mama Love. It's like everybody will call her Ma Theresa. And the first thing you ask her, what's your name? Ma Theresa. I'm like, Ma, why do you have to add Ma to it? So I think the mother of many. She is.
And she's such a giver. Like my mom, she's here. She doesn't work. But when I tell you the number of people she takes care in Ghana, it will amaze you. She will hear somebody's story and then, because when she doesn't work, so she'll come to us for the money, right? So she'll be like, okay, so guys, I talked to this person and this, they need money for school, they need money for this. It's like she's always fishing to find people to help.
Yeah. And that's why God is still uplifting.
Oh yeah.
Because
and even in the hardship that we were in, we were not the only ones that lived in that house.
Oh yeah, she has 4 adopted children. 4.
Yeah.
I need to see her.
And she
And
made
when you
sure
come
everybody
to
went to
a house,
school.
Zoe,
Everybody went to school.
when you come to a house, you will not see a difference. The only difference you see is that we look alike and the other kids will not. But the responsibility of keeping up the house, we shared everything together. When it's Christmas time, of course, she doesn't have the money to go buy us, the store kind of clothes. She'll buy a material, she'll sew it the same style for all of us. So even in her hardship,
That one is paining me. Do a different style for her own kids.
The same. So even in her hardship, she still learned to do charity work.
Wow.
She still learned to do a lot of charity work in her
The
hardship.
principle is you don't need much to be a
You don't need much to give. Yeah.
You have $1 and you can give 25 cents, do it. You have 25 cents and you can give 1 cent, do it. That is such a powerful story. Now, one last question, and I think we'll unhook is, why did you choose that name for the business? I feel like there's a story here. And you explained it, but I think our producer is asking for a story. Because good woman did. So, is there a story there for all of you?
Yeah, so we chose Estar, and what the
how did you come about it though? Were you all in it?
Yeah, so with the spelling, even how we spelt it is different. So we, of course, our lawyer, Dr. Abby, would have to come back and say, "Nah, I think this or that." Then we pass it through Dr. Mine. Okay, let me think about it a little bit more. Then it goes to Ohima. Then Ohima will say, "Okay, I think I'm okay with it." I'm like, "No, what is your opinion? I want to hear what you have to say."
Wow.
Then of course we pass it through our husbands, and they all have to say their own thing. Then we ended up choosing that particular spelling. But the whole meaning is, if you know the story of that Jewish young girl who came from nothing and became somebody, Esther.
And Nana, you did play. As a child, you play the role of Queen.
Oh yeah, I was Queen Esther. So I always, my family and my extended family, the ones that are super close that knows us, my spiritual name is Esther.
Oh,
when opportunity came,
is like
I wouldn't choose any other name but Esther. But of course, the oppositions, they have to question why this. But then it sank well with all of them. So then we went by that. But it's so interesting. Anytime we get a Jewish person walk into our practice, they will say, "This is Esther, right?" And I'm like, "You got that."
Wow.
Yeah.
Ladies, I have had such a wonderful time. I am so impressed by you guys. And now I'm just in love with your mother. My personal request is that she just puts the name Zoe Baraka on her list at the bottom. It's okay. And just, I know, Northern Ghana and Kumasi is not too far.
Yes, not.
Add me to the
but mind you, my mom's 2 adopted children are all from the north.
Oh, wow.
They are all from the north.
Then we're family, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We like everything from north, especially me, because I was born in Wenchi, and we lived among the Banafo. I don't know if you know Banafo, the Hausa.
Right.
So all the Hausa food is me. Okay, we love our tozafi, our chinkafa, you name it. So, girl, you family.
So, that's what I'm talking about right there. So that's my personal request. Just put the name right there. When she mentions the genealogy, so Baraka will be there somehow and just say a prayer for me. But I have absolutely enjoyed my time with you guys. Let's keep the conversation going. And I'm speaking directly to our audience now. Guys, let's not just hear the stories and leave it. Call them. We have their details right here in the ticker, where you can follow them on their social media handles, of course, on Facebook and on IG. And then they have their website. I took time yesterday and actually went on the website because I wanted to see just how structured these people are. And let me tell you, they're not here to play. The moment I get on the website, there's a chat popping up and saying, how can I help you? I said, that's I like that. And then I put in some details. Of course, I was trying to be a little rude to see how they will respond to. I was like, I just need a quote of something, and the response is, okay, they're professional. Of course, I got distracted, but why I did that was so that when I'm speaking to you guys, it will be authentic. It wouldn't be that somebody told me to tell you. I went on there and you see everything they do. If you're going to give your money to a dermatologist anyway, to a skin specialist anyway, to a weight loss management person anyway, give it to Africans. More importantly, give it to Ghanaian women. Okay, we're always advocating helping each other and building the African continent up. This is what we're doing to my younger self. So don't just hear the stories and say that was a great session and leave. Call them. They even say set up an appointment, set up a consultation. These guys are not here to play. They're doing it the way, sometimes in Africa we say, oh, we're not too serious, or we wish we were in America but they're doing it. And they're proving that it can be done. You know what I mean? So please, please, please hear the stories, but put your money there too, okay? In fact, just before we started, I was telling Dr. Abby, I'm going to come and do a consultation so she can write a script for my face. I'm already done, okay? So guys, like we're all saying, I want you to patronize these guys. And I think from now on, we'll just play a video about Estar every time we have a show. So
thank you.
That will be our personal investment also. You know what I mean? And in that same vein, we're always telling you, these are people you should patronize. Wear Ghana. Of course, Humanity Chats by Margie Marge every Thursday at 7 p.m. She's another lady. I think maybe we're going to try to get you guys in contact with her so you can be on her show. Of course, her show is shorter. It's only 30 minutes. But I know Marge will find a way to fit 1, 2, 3, or maybe all of you at different times. Core Designs, another one that we love very, very much on this show. Music for Your Quality Feet. They just came from a cruise. So I'm kind of a little upset at them Uncle Fish show. I don't like that. But Music for Your Quality Feet. Another show that maybe I know you guys, because they're right there in Maryland. They're a dancing show, and you can go and talk about Estar. I'm very, very happy about you guys so much. I'm just doing free advertisement. M-Sims, Collateral, Ryle by Designs, Avonzige Bridal, Keys and Credo, Horseman Shoes, Caveman Watches. These are people that are doing incredible things on the world stage. They're putting the Ghanaian name out there, and they're also putting the African name out there. If you're going to buy things anyway, buy it from an African. If you're going to patronize a space anyway, go to a spa anyway, do it with an African. You know what I mean? With that being said, guys, producer, I think my cue cards are all red. Did I forget something or somebody? And if I did, I apologize. But ladies, I am so proud of you. I love you guys. I really do. And I'm going to get on a plane and come to Maryland just because videos also and say, look where I am. It has been such a wonderful time with you ladies. My name is Zoe Baraka. The show, of course, has been To My Younger Self. Next week, we'll be here with Noeki, our roving storyteller in Ghana, and she has a couple of stories to share with us. So do not miss it. And of course, our producer says, this has been a wonderful morning. I wish you all well, To My Younger Self family. Of course, now they're part of the family, right? So, all right. Is there any last thing you want to share before we go? Anything?
I would say if you're a young girl or anybody out there watching this video, never give up your dreams. Just keep pushing. Just don't stop. Nothing should stop you. Don't give room for any depression. And I know depression has been one of the biggest challenge for some people in this day and age, and it stands in your way. So find your higher power, lean to that, pull from that, and just keep pushing. You get there.
There. She's a preacher too. All right, ladies. I love you guys dearly. We'll
Thank
catch
you.
later. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy your Tuesdays, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
So Timbuktu, Ghana, Mali, Sumanguru, you know what you're shown. What where what you're shown. So Timbuktu, Ghana, Mali, Sumanguru, you know what you're shown. Manchester, you know Sumanguru, you know what where what you're shown. What's that to do, you know?